Hello Fretwellers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode we are back here in the fort and we're going to be doing some more house building. And before we get started, I'm not feeling too good today, so I mean I'm okay to record and everything, but I am feeling a little on the slow side. I'm not feeling too great, so apologies if I don't get things straight away. But we are going to be nonetheless doing some work here today. We're going to build another house, and I'm going to be building this particular house out of sandstone and birch. I just felt like mixing it up a bit because I don't want this fort to be the traditional medieval style build. I do want it to have some variation here and there. That's going to give us, plenty of room, so could just kind of build this. I want this one to be raised for some reason. I'm not sure though whether to just raise it one or actually have some fences underneath that are off the ground. I'm not totally sure on that. I think the sort of door area should be right there. Then maybe like a little porch area perhaps, though that's not gonna quite look right, I don't think. That maybe would look better. So I'm using this smooth sandstone. I honestly haven't built too much with this stuff since it came out, which was a long time ago now, but I thought we'd give it a go. I'm thinking maybe taking the house, just as far as here, I think. No more than that. And we can kind of hook it back up to there. There we go. So this is going to have 2 floors, and here we're going to have a pen. And that pen is going to have sheep in it eventually. So we've got that going on. Now I'm going to make... well, we can just use oak wood steps for now. We are going to fill in the floor with some birch. I've got birch logs. Now I don't. So let's make a bunch of birch. Haven't built too much with birch either. I don't really like birch as much as the other woods, I have to say. The new ones though, the dark oak and the acacia, they look pretty cool. Might do some building with those at some point, but that's for another day. So let's continue and fill in this floor here. I'm probably going to work on this a little bit, and then I'll do a little bit off camera, and I'll probably come back and then show you the finished overall product. So we can kind of go like this. Is that not going to be enough? Doesn't look like it. I may need to go and chop down some more birch. I'm going to make 36. So the idea is today, hopefully, to get 2 houses done. There's going to be another 3 built. There's going to be 2 over there, 1 here, and then we've just got that area to take care of. So it's kind of the aim going forward at the moment. I do want my smooth sandstone back again. And I'm just going to kind of work out some dimensions here and so forth. Maybe we should make that like a double door. That would be pretty cool. And then possibly may fill in the walls here actually. Get some light down. I'm gonna need some more of the smooth sandstone. I think that was a better choice than just the regular old sandstone, I think. Let's get this going here. And I do want to bring it in a little bit and kind of have a panelled look, but I don't know how well that would really work unless I just went to the single door and then sort of made a little corridor in potentially. Let's try that. I'm just kind of experimenting at this point. Obviously I want that one in though, and then get some birch in for the walls. And obviously I'm going to add windows and things. That's going to come further down the line though. I just want to kind of get a basic structure together for now. Get that sandstone back. That doesn't look too bad. Let's continue and see where we get. I'm just going to fill in this. How does that look? Not too bad. May want to bring it up one more though. And I'm going to have to move these now so that I can get in. There we are. And I've got some dirt on me so we can hop up here. And just extend it by 1 on all sides. Now I'm probably not going to make the whole thing come up 2 blocks, like right here for example. I'm probably not going to make that go up to another story, but over there I might, and we might have a balcony area right here. Not 100% sure yet. I'm just going to go ahead and convert all of that to birch. That should be fine. So let's try that, and I think that might look pretty good. Then obviously we are going to want to connect this maybe. That would make it 3 high. Is that what I really want? Or yeah, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I don't have any torches nor any coal on me, so we're just going to have to watch monster spawns. But how does that look? Not too bad. Now obviously I'm going to pop some windows in here, maybe one there, have one by the door perhaps. Yeah, that looks good. Let's head back in here. So we're going to fairly, I guess not, because all you're going to see there is just a wall, so I don't think that makes much sense having a window there. Over this side would be the better place to have a window, that's for sure. And I think again here we're going to want to put our birch in place. 1, 2, 3 and then 4. And just run our birch here. There we go. Fill this in, and then up here again. And then we'll run over top with this. We'll just run this around the edge. And I think that's looking pretty good at the moment, I have to say. And we'll probably run around here as well at the same height while we're up here. That's going to go to the corner, and then we're going to run across here and connect back up. There we go. And I'm going to need some more birch obviously to kind of fill in the rest of this. Potentially a nice big window here. Can have our sort of kitchen stuff right there. And right here we're going to put in another wall, and this is going to lead outside to the pen. There we go. So potentially a door right there, and then maybe a window next to the door. There we are. So along with that we're just going to want a solid back wall because you can't really see anything back here. And I think that pretty much takes care of the first floor. Obviously it's going to need a little bit of tweaking here and there, and I may change the floor to be oak because I think that might look a little better than birch, and I also can save a little on some birch planks. So I'm guessing the staircase for this area will probably run up this wall right here, and we will run into this, and then we're going to arrive here, and I am going to want to go up one higher than this. Let's see if I've got some oak wood lying around. I do indeed, so we can grab some of that. So let's venture up here, and yeah, I'm going to put some oak here with the stair would then link up there. Yeah, I think oak was definitely the right way to go with this. I think it'll look a lot better. I'm going to need more though. A lot more than that. So let me grab this. 60. That's plenty, I think, for the time being. Again, this is a lot of trial and error on my part. I've not built this in creative or anything, so I don't really know 100% what I'm going for yet. It's kind of figuring it out as we go along at the moment. I could still get down the stairs with that, so that's fine. There we are. Hopefully day comes again soon, because we're going to have monster spawns up here. So we'll fill this in. There we are. And I think now we need to obviously start work on the second floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I don't have any more sand, but that's fine. So right here we're going to want to put some birch. Just kind of as an example. Might have a big window over here actually. because we've got a nice view over pretty much the whole area. I was going to go with a balcony look, and I may still do that, but I don't know, maybe actually right here wouldn't be too bad of a place for a balcony, because you can kind of see the whole fort from here. So that's pretty good. Now my supply chest is down here, so we're going to need some more sand, and then we're going to have to do the exact same recipe, more sandstone. There we are. And I'm just going to get the rest of this sand. I've got more sand if we need it, but I think that this will probably be all the sandstone that we actually need. There we are. So we'll head back up here again. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's cooking out there? There's a skeleton off in the distance, but not too much it seems. Alrighty, and then we want to head down here again. There we go. So we're probably going to want to continue that big window theme right here as well. And in order to do that, we're going to have to do something a little like this. I'm going to need more birch. That's okay, there's some down here to take. I think that, yeah, I don't think birch would look too good for the whole room. It's good to vary it up a little bit and get some oak in here. So I'm going to dig all of this out. Kind of chop it out, but you know what I mean. See how much I get back from this. Hopefully a decent amount. There we are. What's behind this? Is it just sandstone? Probably going to take this then as well. Wow, I'm going to get basically a whole stack back from this, which is pretty good going. That might help finish the upstairs area. There we are. And I'm just going to build a little oak step for right now until I get the floor back in. I'll probably do that off camera. So we need to do that. That looks pretty good. I think that would look better though. Gives the window a bit more depth. And over here, I'm probably just going to build a flat wall. Oops. And let me deal with this. There we are. We're going to just put this in here. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Going to want some sandstone to run around the top, of course. And same thing on this side. And then I think I'm going to cap it off with some of the stone slabs. Not the stone brick slabs, but the normal ones. They're kind of light greyish type. So we've got that going. And I think up here as well we want to have a solid wall. So we can put that in. Don't think I'm going to have enough to do it all though, unfortunately. Oh, I'm going to be one short. Well, I guess there's a bit more there. But that's not too bad. Oh, I still have 4 more. That's okay. Yay, we've finished it. So now the next step would probably be dealing with that wall, tidying this up, and then getting this balcony going. So I do have some fences, and I'm going to just take basically everything I own at the moment. Going forward, I need ladders. Let's get some glass panes going, because we're going to need some of those. Let's get those in if we can, and I'm going to go ahead and convert the rest of that oak, and I'm going to get a new floor sort of going on in here. Take that out and that out. Just going to have to pop out the side again. Put that smooth sandstone back. I'm going to change up this staircase, don't worry, it's just temporary for the moment. Just while I work things out in here. While I'm down here, I'm going to take all the torches out from underneath here, as it's only going to be 1 high anyway, so monsters won't be able to spawn in here. But they might be able to spawn in here, so we're going to fill that in again, just to make sure. Better to be safe than sorry. That's for sure. Got a very nice house here. I don't want to ruin it all by having a creeper come and explode in here. So we'll just get that sort of in. There we are. Almost done. There we go. I'm just going to have to chop my way out the side, but that's fine. Oops. Didn't mean to put that there. I want that there. And that there. It's not looking too bad at the moment. Needs a little work, that's for sure, but I expected that. Oh, right, yeah, that's why I did that. Okay, let me put that back. The only real major concern for me at the moment is probably the front porch area. I'm not happy with the way that looks. I'm going to put some windows in. Probably should move that crafting table in here, actually. That way I've got access to it more easily. Let's just kind of throw that down there. Put that in so that we don't fall in. And that should be good for now. So we don't obviously have anything this side. I'm just going to get some torches going in here. Just to keep it nice and bright. Oops. Get that back. Similar thing for up here. There we are. Get some glass in these windows. Like that. And like this. And I'm going to get my fences out ready for the balcony. That doesn't look too bad. We're going to need to make some adjustments, obviously, to this area. Maybe that, perhaps. It's kind of difficult to really tell what would be good and what wouldn't. Could do that and then have... maybe. I'm going to need another piece of birch though if I want to do that. I think that might be the best look for that. So I'm also going to have to fix that and make it all birch just so that it kind of follows a similar theme. Yeah, I'm not happy with the way this looks here. Now that though, that looks a little better. Gonna need a little bit of birch though, unfortunately. I don't really have any. Do I have any birch trees nearby I could cut down? Oh yeah, I do. You've been hiding there that entire time? Jerk. I'm not gonna cut them down over here though. I think my plan to build 2 houses is gone though in this episode. It took me long enough to build 1. So I guess we'll have to just wait until either next episode or whenever I next decide to work on this to build the next one. Let me see. I would like a birch sapling back. Replant. Gotta replant. There we go. There we are. I must say though, this fort, it's coming on, it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, so I'm gonna go back inside. Got his bones. We'll just kinda figure out here. Looks very square. That's a bit of a problem. I'm not totally convinced about that. Though we may be able to build some sort of balcony area here, potentially, which might lessen the square shape. So, let's put you there. That looks pretty good. And we need to do a similar thing, if I recall, up here. Yeah, that. So I'm probably going to do that so that it kind of looks nice. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I'm just concerned at the moment that the entire house is basically square. That's my worry at the moment. So I may have to slightly change the shape because it kind of seems a little on the thin side, and I don't know if that's really something that I want. I may look into, as I say, expanding it out a little bit, potentially having a balcony up there, which might help it. And I'm going to think about that off camera and also do a couple of other little changes as well, so I will talk to you after I have made some changes to this. Okay guys, so I have been working on this house for probably around an hour now, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Got a little window box there. I added a bit on the side here, and I think that that really kind of bulked it out. It was looking a bit too thin before, so we've got a nice little room there and a little deck. And what we're going to do for the rest of the episode is kind of decorate this thing out, and I've got a bunch of materials to help me do that. So if we take a look inside here, we've got that chest with my supplies in it. We've got this access out here to the balcony. A gate so that we can walk down here. We're going to have some animals in this pen. Eventually when I get around to populating this thing. But for right now it's just empty. I spread some bone meal down there. And the reason I did that was just to kind of fill the area out a little bit. I didn't want to go all the way to that turret. But there was no reason to have a tree there. So I just kind of bone mealed it down. And that seems to have done the trick. So yeah, I'm going to put a cauldron there, but I don't have any iron on me at the moment, so we're going to have to leave that for the time being. We do have this room up here, and we also have here, and right here is where I'm actually going to put my bed. Well, the bed for this room. And I don't know what I'm going to put in here. And we've got a view from the balcony. Take a look at that. This is a pretty nice view, actually. You can see over there to Howl's house. And you can kind of see basically the whole fort apart from a little tiny section back there. So this is pretty cool. It's a nice view here. I really like this home. It turned out pretty good actually. I'm thinking I'm probably going to put a chest in there. I do want to make up some carpet, and I'm just going to split the wool in half here and make a bunch of red wool. And I'm going to make a I don't know, maybe, yeah, let's just go ahead and make 15 carpet. That will be planning. And I'm going to make a little carpet here. We might just have this as just a little empty room, maybe. That might be pretty cool. I don't know. There's no real reason to have anything here. We've got a bit of carpet left, maybe for in here, perhaps. Maybe behind the doors, a little welcome mat. I really think that suits it, though. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Got a nice little strip of carpet there. Possibly going to expand on the chest system here at some point. So now let's make ourselves that double chest for the upstairs area. And I'm probably going to get some paintings going. And then we'll look into adding some seats and things. Here we are. Where should I put a painting? Maybe... Whoa, that's a bit too big. I hate paintings. They just spring all over the place and it can become a little bit of a pain to collect them up. I might also want to put one in my room here as well. Maybe, yeah, at the back of the bed. That would look pretty cool. Maybe one on this wall. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Don't need one there. Yeah, that one looks pretty fancy there. I don't want the big one. I don't want that one either. Yeah, that one looks good. There we are. And maybe... yeah, why not? No, not that one. Yeah, that one. On the wall, that'll look pretty cool. I think that's the creeper one. So, all the glass panes have been filled in, so there's no problem there. We do have these bookshelves that I can use. Maybe that. Yeah, that works. Let me see, what else have we got that we can use here? I'm going to put some wheat and whatnot outside as decoration, but I think that that's everything. All we have now is some seats and whatnot to put down, so I don't know where we could put any seats actually. We don't have a table. That's one thing that we don't have in this house, is an actual table to sit at. There's not a whole lot of room here. Maybe potentially if I put... yeah, you could have a table there near the edge. That would look pretty cool. Maybe a seat there, a nice big window seat potentially. Don't need anything there. Nor do I think we've got any room for anything in here. So we're going to have to make some signs. I'm going to need to make at least 6 signs. So we're going to get ourselves some wood. And I'm going to make myself some more sticks. And I'm going to get 2 sets of signs going. There we are, 6 signs. Then I'm going to Well, I guess we didn't need to put one there, but we would have been okay with 3. Never mind, they will come in handy later, no doubt, for other seats and whatnot. We need to build the deck anyway, so that's not too much of an issue. Do I have any fence panel pieces left? I do. So we can put a fence panel piece there, and I can get just a little bit of wood going for a pressure plate, and we can make a little table. I think that looks pretty cool. Might make a double chest back there behind the seat. We obviously want a nice area out here too, so I'm thinking of putting a little bench there. There we are. So we can kind of just sit and look over the fort as a whole. So I think that's pretty well worked out. So all we've got really left to do now is just kind of plant the wheat, and then I think we'll call it an episode at that point. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Let me get my wooden hoe and plant some wheat, and that'll grow over time. In fact, I have bone meal, so I can bone meal it up. This is just for a little bit of decoration around the fort as a whole. Maybe put a little bit back here as well. There we are. Don't need too much at the back of the house, I don't think. Perhaps wrap a little around here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't think we need anything around the front side, so I think that will be it for this house. I don't think there is too much more to be done, in all honesty. I think all we've got to do now is work on the houses over here, and also tidy up this area as well. We need to kind of get rid of the torches there, but overall I'm pretty happy with that house. I think that that's going to be a nice addition. Goes well with Hal's house over there. This one doesn't actually have a name because I don't feel it's appropriate at the moment, but I think next episode we will probably build another house, potentially one of these two over here. Although I'm tempted to just build one, because we kind of have this sort of weird space down here, and just build one up here and maybe have another pen down there, but I don't think that that would be the right thing to do. I'll just have to kind of see as we build, because I mean both of these houses have actually took up a fair amount of room. This one did, and so did this one, so maybe we'll just only have room for one. We'll just have to see on that. Oops. I did mean to put some cobble in there, just for the kind of the road up to the house, similar to how I've got going on over there. So potentially, depending on how next episode runs, if we decide to build a pen here instead of another home, potentially we could be looking at wrapping up the fort the episode after the next one, when we've just got this area, and I'm just going to whip round the whole fort and make sure that everything is as I want it to be. And there's a couple of things I want to do down in the base too, but 1.7 is getting close now, and once 1.7 is out, we're going to be packing up and moving on. So I think that it's come at the right time. I'm looking forward to doing some exploring. It's been a long time since I've been exploring in any series pretty much, so I'm looking forward to it now. But I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, guys. In today's episode we built that house over there, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. So until then, guys, see you later and have a good day.